Indeedy, B Marsh Boxing was goody boxing heads and fight fans around the world. B Marsh Boxing back at it with another video, live streaming. So I'm about to take you back, man. This is a fights we didn't get to see series. You know what I mean? About to take you back to 2011. Matter of fact, if you ain't even know, I got this fights we didn't get to see series. That's in my playlist right here on YouTube. Go to B Marsh Boxing, check out my playlist, and you shall see fights we didn't get to see series. And what I do is I go back in time and I go look at fights that should have happened. Not no mythical matchups, not no who would win between Sugar Ray Leonard versus Sugar Ray Robinson, or who would win mythical matchups, Adonis Stevenson versus Michael Spinks. Nah. This is fights of guys who were in the same era, fights that were supposed to happen, fights that were probably down in contract, but for some reason or another, these guys they didn't get to fight each other. And now we talking about Amir Khan versus Timothy Bradley. All right. Now this fight should have happened back in 2011. You know what I mean? Matter of fact, they had a projected and proposed date on HBO, July 23rd of 2011. You know what I'm saying? Who do we have fighting? We got Timothy Bradley at the time was a unified champion. He had the WBC and the WBO world title at 140 junior welterweight or super lightweight, however way you mention it, versus Amir Khan, who he himself was also a champion with the WBA junior lightweight, junior welterweight world title. All right. Now this is a fight that should have happened. You know what I'm saying? Truth be told, like I said, man, a unification fight. It don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? At this particular time of his career, uh, matter of fact, let's speak on how these guys got their titles. WBC title that Timothy Bradley had, he took that off of. This was actually his second time having a WBC title at that 140. He beat Devin Alexander, all right? He beat Devin Alexander, in a fight that had a lot of headbutts, a lot of head clashes and shit. The man, Devin Alexander, looked like he didn't want to fight. It was just it was a bad look from the way Devin Alexander fought, but some say it was a bad look the way Timothy Bradley fought. You know what I mean? As far as headbutts and a lot of head clashes and shit. The man Devin Alexander being a southpaw, and it's crazy, man. And that's how he got his WBC world title. You know what I'm saying? And he got his WBO world title when he beat Kendall Holt. Matter of fact, that was in the unification because prior to that, the man Timothy Bradley had a WBC 140-pound strap when he beat Junior Witter. I believe that was like in 2008. You know what I'm saying? He beat Junior Witter, beat Junior Witter, became a champion. You know what I'm saying? A split decision. He beat him out there in England. Came back with his titles, and he fought a guy, Kendall Holt. Kendall Holt had a WBO World Super Lightweight title. You know what I mean? So that's how he became unified. Then he dropped that WBC title because he was supposed to face his mandatory at the time, who was Devin Alexander. He didn't. Devin Alexander fought Kendall Holt for the not Kendall Holt, excuse me, Junior Witter for the WBC vacant title. That's how the man Devin Alexander became a champ, and then he unified again with Timothy Bradley. You know what I'm saying? So Timothy Bradley had that WBC title twice. You know what I'm saying? And he got stripped or vacated of that WBC world title twice. Maybe there was a lot of pressure on who the man Timothy Bradley should be fighting next. You know what I mean? He didn't want to fight Devin Alexander the first time around, but he did fight him around when Devin Alexander became a champion, and he all right. And then Amir Khan became a What was he? What was Amir Khan? Amir Khan was a WBA champion, right? And that man, he got that world title. I believe when he beat was it Marco Antonio Barrera? You know what I'm saying? I believe it was Marco Antonio Barrera. It was an old Barrera that he beat up. You know what I'm saying? I kind of felt bad for the Mexican legend, but the man Marco Antonio Barrera came out there. You know what I'm saying? Or matter of fact, I think that was his. I think that was actually Amir Khan's first title defense when he fought Barrera. You know what I mean? I think he got his first world title when he beat a dude named Fagan. You know what I'm saying? Some nobody dude from Ireland, the Ozin Fagan. You know what I'm saying? That's how he got his first world title. You know what I mean? Basically, a title. Some was calling him a paper champ at the time. You know what I mean? Because he sparked this dude out quick. You know what I'm saying? But or if it wasn't the man Fagin, damn, I'm trying to recall. It wasn't because he had the WBA and the IBF. Um, Maybe it was the man. What was his name? Was it Kotelnik? Kotelnik, who also fought fellas like Devin Alexander. I think he was the WBA champion. You know what I'm saying? I think he was the WBA champion because I remember he fought fellas like Marcus Maidana. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's how he actually got his first world title. You know what I mean? So that's how Amir Khan became a world champion with his WBA when he beat the man Kotelnik. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't Barrera and it wasn't the Fagin guy. What a name. Shit. I know that's why probably Fagin became a world boxer. A world boxing, you know what I mean? Because man, the motherfuckers calling me Fagin. Hey man. That's them kind of names, man. Hey, don't play with Fagin. Might fuck around, mess you up. But anyways, this fight was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? Devin Alexander and Timothy Bradley, they fought. I believe that they fought at in Detroit at the Pontiac Silverdome, right? In that big ass stadium, man, that Barry Sanders used to play the Detroit Lions, and that joint didn't even sell out. I don't understand. I didn't understand why they put that fight there. Devin Alexander being from St. Louis, Timothy Bradley being from Palm Springs, California. Why they put that fight over there in Detroit? Not even Detroit, at the Pontiac Silverdome, right outside of Detroit. It beats me, you know what I mean? But hey man, that's where the fight was at, and Timothy Bradley got his highest payday of his career. I believe he got 1.1 or 1.2 million dollars. You know what I mean? Don't get no better than that. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? Timothy Bradley, who really and truly wasn't no household name. Timothy Bradley wasn't a guy who was a big cash cow. You know what I'm saying? So when he fought Devin Alexander and got his biggest payday, man, he gotta give big props to his promoter at the time, Gary Shaw. You know what I'm saying? And the man Gary Shaw was his promoter, and the man Timothy Bradley manager was Cameron Duncan. You know what I mean? So them fellas, Tim Hardaway. I said Tim Hardaway. Tim Bradley got his biggest payday. He beat the man Devin Alexander. All right. Now the man, and that was in 2011. Now the man, what's his name? Amir Khan. He fought fellas like McCloskey. This dude named McCloskey. He fought him that same year of 2011. You know what I'm saying? That's who he fought. And now next up was a unification. Amir Khan, matter of fact, Tim Bradley, I remember, was the first man. He's the one who first called out Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? I believe it was after when he stepped up his first HBO fight, when he stepped up to welterweight to fight Juan Carlos Abregu. After he beat him, he called that man out. What's his name out? He called Devin Alexander out. He called Marcus Maidana out, and he called out Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? So he was the first one to call him out. You know what I mean? Amir Khan was up to the challenge. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan wanted to fight him. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. You check it. Especially after the man called him out. You know what I mean? Um, Excuse me, I got distracted by a phone call. All right. So he beat Paul McCloskey up, you know what I'm saying? A technical decision, you know what I mean? The Mag McCloskey, he got his eye cut up and he got, you know what I mean? It was a accidental headbutt that made the man McCloskey, the ref had to call off the fight, you know what I'm saying? Kind of something sort of like Timothy Bradley versus Devin Alexander, you know what I mean? So July 23rd, that was supposed to be the date. HBO had already put the date. They were supposed to fight, you know what I'm saying? Devin Alexander was paid 1.1 million and under the contract cuz he had signed a new deal with HBO, his next fight regardless of whom he fought, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of whom he fought, the man Timothy Bradley was going to make 1.2 million dollars. So he could have fought the motherfucking man who sells beers in the stands at any of these arenas, and he would have got 1.2 million dollars. You know what I mean? He could have fought the Home Depot worker that day and got 1.2 million dollars. All right. So Amir Khan wanted to fight. You know what I'm saying? Timothy Bradley was going to even take the lion's share of the money, you know what I mean? Even Gary Shaw, his promoter. And Timothy Bradley was on the last fight of his contract with Gary Shaw, you know what I'm saying? Gary Shaw told the man Timothy Bradley, "We're gonna give you an 80-20 split, not an 80-20 split with the difference between Amir Khan and Timothy Bradley's purse, but 80-20 split from entire revenue that Gary Shaw's that promotional company would have made for that fight." You know what I'm saying? He was willing to give the man Timothy Bradley 80% of all revenue that they would have got from that fight versus Amir Khan. You know what I mean? Not to mention, Amir Khan also gave the man Timothy Bradley um, 50-50 split on the UK pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? Now, this man Timothy Bradley, he'd agreed to the fight in principle. They had agreed to the fight. Everything was good. These guys was talking shit. I remember this precisely, man, because I was up. I was ready for this fight. You know what I mean? I was really, at them points in time, Amir Khan was a hot commodity. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan was doing big things. You know what I mean? He had made his debut. That fight he had with Marcus Maidana. That fight was fire. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the best fights of what was it, 2010 or something? You know what I mean? At that point in time, the man Amir Khan had only one loss, that upset to Breeders Prescott, and that was years before this fight with Timothy Bradley was supposed to happen. You know what I mean? So Mark, what's his name? Timothy Bradley was being offered the lion's share of the money, more than $1.4 million plus the pay-per-view revenue from England, half of it, 50-50. You know what I'm saying? They'd agreed to the fight. Then all of a sudden, the man, hey man, Timothy Bradley, in my opinion, started having cold feet. He was now talking about, ah, now he was talking about, he was kind of trying to stall the process out because he was trying to get up out of his contract with Gary Shaw's promotions. You know what I mean? Because he was trying to get a big fight with either Mayweather or Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? That's what he kept talking about. He was talking about, this is what I knew this man was ducking straight up and down. I'm gonna tell it like how it is. When that man Timothy Bradley was basically talking some shit like, oh, what if I lose to Amir Khan? This is a business. It's gonna mess up my opportunity to get them $1 million paydays, like $7.5 million payday with a man like Manny Pacquiao. Probably would be much more if he got a fight with what's his name, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying? So the man was making excuses, and the man Amir Khan was on his ass. You know what I'm saying? Amir Khan even told that man to his face, and Timothy Riley ain't do nothing about it. He told that man to his face, why don't you grow some balls? You know what I'm saying? And fight me. That man Timothy Bradley was just walking away. Well, this was while Amir Khan was doing an interview. I believe that video's still up here on YouTube. You know what I mean? All right. Now, straight up and down, I believe that the man ducked Amir Khan, you know what I'm saying? Because he was going to get his biggest payday ever, you know what I mean? And it was for a unification fight. It was for a legacy fight. Three world titles on the line, you know what I'm saying? 104 with WBC, WBO, and Amir Khan's WBA. Them fellas ain't try to fight the man Amir Khan, man, for his biggest payday. Three belts on the line, and probably ring mag the lineal title on the line too. He ain't want to take that fight, so the man sat out. He was basically sitting out and trying to wait for his contract to end with Gary Shaw's promotions. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't take that fight. Amir Khan kept it moving, man. He called him all kind of names. He said he's ducking. He was gonna get paid more than Amir Khan. At the time, Timothy Bradley was talking about, that Amir Khan's a nobody. Nobody knows him here in the States, but in the UK, he probably would make some money. But really and truly, Timothy Bradley, you weren't doing no big numbers your damn self in the States as far as live gate attendance and also viewership. You know what I mean? You were a good solid fighter at 140. You fought a lot of good fighters at 140, you know what I mean? From Lamont Peterson to, Nate Campbell, you know what I'm saying? And Devin Alexander, Junior Witter, you know what I mean? Kendall Holt, Edna Cherry, fought a lot of good fighters over there, but them fellas ain't fight the man Amir Khan, and I believe he ducked that fight. You know what I'm saying? So later on that particular date, Amir Khan got a fight with the IBF champion, Zab Super Judah, who had just beat Kaiser Mabuze. You know what I'm saying? For that IBF world title. You know what I mean? So they made that fight happen, while the man Devin, what's his name, Timothy Bradley, what he did. He fought later on that year. I believe it was like on a Manny Pacquiao undercard. I can't remember for which fight, but he fought the man, old Joel Casamayor. He got his 1.2 million. But like I said, regardless of whom he fought, it was down in contract. If he fought the man, anybody he fights, after the Devin Alexander fight, he gets 1.2 million flat rate. So he got his 1.2 million fighting that man, Joel Casamayor. Joel Casamayor was a career more super featherweight and a lightweight champion. You know what I'm saying? But um, uh, I think Timothy Bradley ducked that fight, you know what I mean? So let's get that out the way. Let's talk about the fight, man. Who do I think would win this fight, you know what I'm saying? Amir Khan does have that tremendous hand speed, you know what I'm saying? Amir Khan was a guy who, he'll look great in the first 4 or 5 rounds, you know what I mean? But Timothy Bradley, in my opinion, had more heart in him, more dog heart in him at the time, you know what I mean? Timothy Bradley had just come off of beating Devin Alexander. That was a nice unification fight. He used his headbutts a lot, and I think that's what Amir Khan wouldn't be ready for. You know what I mean? Just the roughing, the grizzly style of the man, Timothy Bradley. You know what I'm saying? I think Timothy Bradley had a good jab and his overhand right over the top. I think probably would have, at some point in time, would have clipped the man Amir Khan, you know what I mean? And kept the man Amir Khan honest. And I'm talking about in the later rounds. The body punching, I give that in favor of also Timothy Bradley. You know what I'm saying? Even though the man was, because, he's definitely the shorter fighter. He's going to get on the inside. You know what I mean? Amir Khan was a taller fighter for the weight class. But I do think Amir Khan would probably win the first 5, 6 rounds of the fight, you know what I'm saying? But you know, Timothy Bradley, he's gotten off the deck, you know what I'm saying? When he fought fellas like what's his name? Um when he fought fellas like what's his name? Junior Witter, you know what I'm saying? When he put the man Bradley down, you know, I didn't think Bradley would have got up off of it, you know what I'm saying? But my fault, y'all. So I'm doing my live stream. You check it. But I think as far as the style matchups, you know what I mean? I think the man, also the man Timothy Bradley was talking about, he's done more in the weight class, which was a fact, you know what I mean? He fought much better fighters, much better competition. Although the man, did fight face fellas like Amir Khan face fellas like Katalnik, good fighter Marcus Maidana. Actually they resumes at 140 were pretty much about even. Zab Judah, Katalnik for and Paulie Malignaggi, you know what I mean? So this fight is a 50-50 fight. When I come to think about it, you know what I'm saying? Who do I give the edge to win? I just think that down the stretch in the trenches, man, I think Timothy Bradley had more dog heart, lion heart in him. And I think that the man Amir Khan would probably have got his second loss of his career at that particular time. You know what I mean? I just think that Amir Khan, Timothy Bradley overall is just a better fighter. You know what I'm saying? Nothing more spectacular about him. You know what I'm saying? Rough and rugged style. You know what I mean? And I don't think the man Amir Khan would just want to fight on the outside. You know what I'm saying? Like how he tried to do when Lamont Peterson, a guy that Timothy Bradley did beat. He took him to the trenches. Amir Khan ain't like that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I think Timothy Bradley would have done the same thing. So in my opinion, I got Timothy Bradley winning this particular fight. Probably 7 rounds to 5, maybe 8-4. Probably 7 rounds to 5, you know what I'm saying? Maybe a close split decision for the man Timothy Bradley. But overall, I think he's the better fighter. And I think he would have got Amir Khan. Why he didn't fight him? Because it's a 50-50 fight. And possibly he could lose on points because the hand speed of Amir Khan is a problem. You know what I mean? So let me know what y'all thought about this fight. I'm mad this fight didn't get to happen. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe Timothy Bradley ducked the fight. Yes, it made good business sense for him in the long run because after he fought Casamayor, he got to fight Manny Pacquiao, a fight that I did think he lost, but he got a gift decision versus Manny Pacquiao, and he got a big payday. So at the end of the day, he got the scalp of on paper of a all-time great in Manny Pacquiao, you know what I'm saying? And he left that man Amir Khan, let him do him, and Amir Khan eventually, after beating Zab Judah to unify, he had two belts, WBA and IBF. He went on to lose to Lamont Peterson in his next fight. All right, so let me know what y'all think about this fight. I got Timothy Bradley, split decision, 7-5, victory over Amir Khan to become the unified champion, WBC, WBO, and IBF champion. Side note over here, I gotta let it be known also when the man Timothy Bradley did go up when he fought Joel Casamayor, he got stripped of his WBC world title. You know what I'm saying? I see Finks GGGRR in the chat. What's happening, big man? He says, come back soon. What are you referring to, Finks? But anyways, the man got stripped of his world title, the WBC world title, and who fought for that joint? Marcus Maidana fought the man. What's that name? Pablo Cesar Cano for the vacant WBC title. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But that's what happened. B Marsh Boxley, your thoughts and comments, and I'm gone. Peace.